Good evening, YouTube. It's Colin here. It is Sunday, the 2nd of December. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and what I want to talk to you folks tonight about has absolutely nothing to do with politics or social services or other people's videos. Given that it is the Christmas season, the season with which our European Christian heritage totally steamrolls over everybody else's cultural heritage, I thought it best to remind you folks about what you should be concentrating on in the next 3 weeks leading up to the big day. I'll preface what I'm going to say with this. Yesterday I was in a local supermarket out here. There was a elderly couple in front of me who had just purchased 2 very large cases of bottled water, and the cashier very nicely asked one of the other male workers in the store to help these folks out to the car with their water. Now, time was about 30-odd years ago when the notion of going to a store where workers very courteously and above and beyond the call of duty really assisted patrons out to their cars with their merchandise seems to have totally passed by the board. It was common then. It certainly doesn't happen now in this cut labor costs at any price, serve yourself to the point where you're now even being asked to act as your own cashier and bagger and goods transporter. Now for somebody like me who's perfectly capable of carrying my stuff out to my car, it's not a problem, but to actually see somebody engage in customer courtesy very politely with a full care and compassion on display, I thought was very moving. It was a very, very small gesture, but indicative, I think, of what's lacking and has been for years in this orgy of materialism that has substituted for the so-called true message of Christmas. Notwithstanding the fact that Jesus's message is just drawn from 4 very, very thin letters written 30, 40, 50 years after the guy's death, what's there is pretty substantial in terms of basic morality. Yet what we do at Christmas, in addition to totally marginalizing non-Christians, is a travesty compared to what the man actually stood for. He was non-materialistic, but the Christmas season is an orgy of materialism. He was all about looking after one's community, yet if you walk through a shopping center, a mall, any store, particularly this time of year, you will see the most desperately unhappy, stressed out individuals on the face of the planet who are caught in a web that compels them to buy, to purchase far past what they are able to afford for a few hours in time on Christmas Day that are absolutely fleeting, that will be forgotten the next day, and oftentimes are totally unappreciated by the people whom we are purchasing for. we now have the options of purchasing gift cards for just about anything, whether it's iTunes on Apple, grocery gift certificates, gasoline gift certificates, little plastic cards that will be good in any store, preloaded Visa cards. The end result being that we don't even sit down and take the time and seriously think about the individual whom we are seeking to purchase a gift for. And even once you sort of push the morality of gift giving aside, you're still left with the notion that ideally you're in a relationship with another human being at whatever level of relationship nonetheless, and that the gift is a symbol of what you think about that person and what you know about that person's tastes, desires, and dreams. It should all be connected. 99% of the time in this day and age, it's not, because all of us are going through the motions without any real, I won't say concern, but without any real thought about what is deeply underlying everything, and mostly because of the time pressure and the market-driven impulse to buy. So in the next 3 weeks, when you're walking through the mall feeling extremely pressured about how little time you have, how little money you have, how desperately unhappy you are with what you're doing, remember that ideally we should be looking at our fellow human beings with compassion. And I would say particularly our fellow human beings who come from a non-Christian heritage. And this is especially true in Canada, which purports to be a multicultural society. Realizing that we are dragging everybody into a Christian-dominated holiday when you scrape away the surface, it has absolutely nothing to do with what Christ stood for. If you hope to survive Christmas and feel clean afterwards, be mindful of the hypocrisy and have a happy holiday season and love your fellow human beings. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye.